Afternoon, everyone. Alec Purvis here is a candidate that's running in Ward 2 here in Guelph, Ontario. Just ended up waking up, worked night shift last night, and woke up to see an article in Guelph today talking about the fact that City Hall is no longer going to be a warming center and a cooling center as far as for those people that are vulnerable and they need a place to be able to go. This is 100%, and I mean 100% the wrong decision. Is last year, there was several times. In fact, there's two times that I can remember having to call City Hall when temperatures got down to minus 15, minus 20 degrees, and they still hadn't made a decision yet to be able to open up the warming center. So they had to wait for an hour or so, talk to whoever they needed to talk to, and then finally make an announcement 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon that they're going to be open that night. Now, the thing that's wrong with that, first of all, is the fact that we should have a mandated threshold that automatically, once it gets down to minus 5 degrees, minus 10 degrees, automatically that the warming center will be open up. That's the first thing. You have a lot of people that are homeless that don't have cell phones or whatever, that they have no clue. And I've seen this because they've shown up at my work at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, wanting to come in to get warm or whatever because they didn't know whether City Hall was open or not. And I had to redirect them to be able to come down here and saying, yes, you can go down there. It's a safe environment. You'll be good for tonight. So that's the first thing. Second thing, for a progressive city, we just seem to be going backwards on this, folks. It just I'm a little bit flabbergasted and a little bit angry right now as well. But the fact that, you have other cities, Toronto has a minus 5 degree threshold. That when it gets down to minus 5, they open up their warming centers during the wintertime. In Guelph, we never did have an actual number. So it was always seemed to be a hit and miss. Who's making the decision at City Hall that day, and then it was always late as far as any kind of announcement being made all over the radio or in the newspaper in Guelph Today, whatever. Like, it was always a hit and miss kind of a thing. This is the day shelter all over again. The city has not invested properly even in our day shelter. They've thrown money into it, but they only threw half of what they could have done to be able to provide for the services. And what did it end up doing? You have a day shelter at 23 Gordon that's open from 8 till 2 o'clock. Then at basically 1:30, 2 o'clock, the people that are looking for a place to be able to go, that don't have a home, where do they end up? Either down at the Royal City Mission, because that's when they open, or basically on the nights that the Royal City Mission isn't open, these people have nowhere to go at all. So they just end up hanging around downtown. So from a business perspective, this was got a complete failure. Is that by not funding a day shelter fully, is that nothing has really changed. Is like you still have the homeless situation happening downtown. You still have the Downtown Guelph Business Association upset because nothing's been resolved. You've thrown away millions of dollars, and you had basically a poor business plan that was not either functional, made any sense, or just common sense at all. So I'm a little bit of a rant there. Sorry about that. But as far as the warming center, is that most other cities are actually um, having their upping as far as their threshold when they open up. Toronto is minus 5. A lot of other cities it's minus 10, that it's an automatic. Here in Guelph, we've gone the other way. We have a city hall here that basically is here to serve the people and everything else, and they make an announcement today that they're basically shuttering their doors and that a lot of these people have nowhere else to go. Now, there are several reasons why people can't go to 23 Gordon. Some of it's the safety aspect because of some of the clientele that go there. You have the rape culture aspect, is that I know there's 2 or 3 of the girls that won't go to 23 Gordon because of different situations that have happened in their lives in the past. And then you've just got quite a few of them, they're banned from 23 Gordon. For whatever reason, over time, they've got into city staff, or they didn't follow a policy or whatever, and they're banned from City Gordon, so from 23 Gordon. So now they have absolutely nowhere to be able to go. So yes, 100%, this is the wrong decision to be able to make on this specific thing. And I'm letting everyone know right now that this will be an election platform. I had wanted to roll this out at the beginning of October when the weather started cooling off to be able to start talking about this. But with that article today, we're going to talk about it right now. So yes, as far as I'm concerned, is that the warming center at City Hall should be open when it's necessary. And the threshold that I was proposing was going to be -5, the same as Toronto. And I know that Hamilton's talking about possibly doing something similar as well. So as a progressive city, we would have been on par as far as with other major cities that are dealing with the homeless. But here in Guelph, what do? We go the exact opposite direction. We end up basically shutting this down and not welcoming anybody. So again, optics are bad, policies bad, the whole rationale behind this. One other thing is there is a number came out, it was 2,700 and something a night. I'd love to be able to do the audit on that, because you already have security that are here, so they're getting paid regardless. To turn on two or three more light switches isn't going to cost you that money, and you don't need that many personnel to be able to run this properly. It's just keep the washrooms locked so that they have to come and ask you, and then one at a time going in. That just makes common sense. But as far as some of the other things that are going on and the excuses why they're not doing it, that's just part of having a warming center. Like, you're going to deal with that stuff. And then there's 3 different grants that I could think of off the top of my head that actually there's funding available specifically for warming and cooling centers that the city could be applying to and getting grant money. Like, anyhow, I'm dead set against this. This. So anyhow, I'm dead set about what happened today. I do not believe this is the right thing to be able to do. And during the wintertime, when it gets down -10, -15, -20, 25, -30, this is the wrong decision. That you are basically just telling our most vulnerable that they don't matter. And again, extremely surprised that this came out. And this was going to be one of my platform pieces that I was rolling out at the beginning of October, because it's something that I do believe strongly in, that needed to happen. And it wouldn't have cost the taxpayers hardly anything. There's grant money there that they could apply to be able to cover the cost. And more importantly, the fact that as a progressive city, with the debacle that happened with the day shelter, and the fact we are continuing to throw good money after bad in exactly the wrong places, like, it flabbergasts me. So what's going to end up happening is that this winter is you're going to see a spike in a lot of things. People need a place to be able to go in order to stay warm. So they're not going to be staying out -25, -30 degrees. They're going to be looking for a place warm. So your crime element in the downtown core is going to spike a lot. And the police will even tell you this. There's got to be more than enough data there that they already know this is happening. And because people are in survival mode. I would love to see any city councilor or city staff stay outside with the bare minimal amount of clothing on and just stay outside overnight in -10 degrees and see how, if in the morning, if their mind ends up changing. Again, a lot of the people that are walking the streets during the nighttime, they're banned from 23 Gordon. They have absolutely nowhere else to be able to go. We're seeing that even now at the daytime shelter. I said it was a duplication of services, which is the wrong way to go on this. Is that you have a few people that are using 23 Gordon, and then as soon as they shut down at 2 o'clock, Everyone comes back downtown and ends up going to the Royal City Mission for supper and for to stay cool or to stay warm or everything else because they have nowhere else to go. The entire business plan that was put forward on the day shelter and even just on this, as far as a warming center at nighttime, is 100%, absolutely 100% the wrong decision. And this will be something that I will be very vocal on going forward. Again, if it's simply finances, there are grants there that the city could have got that would have paid for the staff as far as for the warming center. We have City Hall, which is here to be able to serve all of its residents, as basically just said in a news article, well, all the residents except for this segment of the population, and we're shutting the doors. So yeah, bad optics, bad policy, and 100% the wrong decision on this one. Take care. My name is Alec Purvis. I'm running for your councillor here in Ward 2 in Guelph, Ontario. Take care.